Hi guys, welcome to New Dad Diary, and this is with me, Alex, and my son that was a f***ing baby. Tonight I am actually without the baby. He has gone to bed early for once, and so I'm going to take the time to speak kind of behind his back. I don't want to say things that might hurt his feelings, and some of the things I'm going to say probably will. This video is pretty much about expecting the unexpected. There's going to be a lot of things with being pregnant, giving birth, and then having the baby in the first few weeks that you will know about, but you're not sure how you will react to them. For example, when the baby's half hanging out of mother, you're not going to know how you're going to deal with that. You ain't going to know how you're going to deal with blood and urine and poop coming out everywhere. Most of them do themselves giving birth. You kind of know that type of stuff is going to happen. But this is more to do with the things that aren't necessarily talked about because you kind of don't think they're a big deal, or they get completely overlooked. First of all, we're going to talk about how the baby looks. Now this has a dual meaning. First of all, how the baby looks. Its features, its ears, its nose, its mouth, everything. When they come out, they kind of look a little bit kind of scrushed up and, you know, a little bit weird looking. And in the case of mine, he had these kind of like really weird flat ears. It was kind of like down there, like at the top. I don't know, it was kind of weird looking. And my initial thinking was, oh my god, he's gonna get bullied at school. Then I kind of noticed he had like a little bit of an upturned puggish nose, and I thought, oh my god, he's gonna get bullied at school. But as he got a little bit older, he's kind of 6 weeks now, and he's kind of coming into his features. He's filled out a little bit, he's got a bit of weight, and he doesn't look as bad now. So your kind of first concern is when you see them, they're gonna be bullied at school. The second thing to do with how they look is literally how they look. Because they don't look straight, they go completely bog-eyed. And for the simple reason being is that they can't focus yet. They can't see beyond like this far or something like that. It's crazy. So they can't actually focus in on anything, so they get wandering eyes. And when you see that for the first time, your initial instinct is going to be, oh my god, he's going to get bullied at school. But don't worry about it. It takes up to like 6 months, and then finally they do start looking forward. At least in most circumstances, otherwise chances are they are going to get bullied at school. The second thing you don't expect, and this is at some point going to be a video on itself because it's one of the largest parts about having a baby, and that is the lack of sleep. Now you hear it a lot. People keep telling you you're not going to get much sleep. You may be like me, and if you're a YouTuber, chances are that you spend quite a bit of time on the internet, which means you probably spend a lot of late nights looking at the internet, which means you're probably thinking, I don't sleep much anyway. You are so wrong. Basically, the problem isn't so much that you're up late through the night with them, because I do kind of spend a lot of time on my computer. The problem is more a case of you don't actually get to choose when you go to sleep. When you're on your computer at night, once you start getting tired, you will either choose to burn through it, or you will choose, okay, now I'm gonna go to sleep. And you might operate on only a few hours of sleep every night. That's pretty much what I'm like. Unfortunately, when that is kind of taken out of your hands and you don't get that choice anymore, it's really going to start taking its toll. Now, it's not so much that having a baby is difficult, or changing is difficult, or looking after them is difficult, or that any individual aspect of it is difficult. But when you haven't slept for days, everything becomes a million times harder. When you're tired and your baby is crying in the middle of the night and you need to change it, it's one of the hardest, most frustrating things in the world. Trying to change them at 2 o'clock in the afternoon after a night's sleep, piece of piss. Trying to do it while they're crying in the middle of the night, not so easy. So don't underestimate how tired you actually are going to be. You're gonna be really tired. Next up is the poo. It's not a big deal because they do it and you know that they do it, but it's quite surprising how much can actually come out of their arse. So if you're breastfeeding, then the chances are that they're going to be doing pretty big poos, but if you're formula feeding, then they're kind of going to do smaller, probably slightly harder poos. The difference is when you start swapping between formulas, you can get quite the variation, and a baby's poo can literally range from something like this to something like this. Don't worry, even I'm not sick enough to put baby shit on the camera. It's just peanut butter. That's not peanut butter. There are times where they will basically have an arse explosion and they will have crap all up their back. What? I got some camera? One of the things you might not expect is how unprepared you actually are going to be. Even if you are the most prepared person in the world, you're still going to be unprepared for everything that happens next. You can make your plans, you can sit down and write every blog on the internet, you can watch videos and how-tos, but realistically, you can't find out about everything. And there are going to be some things that are going to catch you off guard. The reason being is that, as cliche as it sounds, there is no manual for this stuff. We're all just making it up as we go along. And that's not a bad thing, that's cool. What applies to my baby isn't necessarily what will apply to yours. So don't worry about it. In the beginning, you may decide that the baby is going to be breastfed till it's 6 months old and never use a dummy. Unfortunately, the reality of the situation is that you don't know whether you're going to be able to stick to that plan once it's actually being put into practice. So as long as you prepare for being unprepared, you're going to be fine. The poppers on baby clothing might as well be made out of industrial magnets. They are that hard to open. Your baby's going to constantly make noises that you did not think possible from a child. It will usually make these noises at 3 o'clock in the morning while you're trying to sleep. And finally, the most unexpected thing, and this will probably come a few weeks after you've actually had the baby and you're racking your brain and everything seems like it's falling apart and nothing's quite going towards this great plan that you made. The most unexpected thing is that you'll deal with it. You will completely handle it, you will get through to the other side and it will be fine. The things that worried you and were unexpected, they'll no longer be an issue. They'll just be part of your day-to-day life with your baby. The hurdles and the challenges that you never thought you'd see the end of, you'll now look back on them and think, hey, we got through it in the end. And you'll feel better for it. And I guess that's the wonderful thing about them. And I hope for many of us, that's why we kind of do it. Surely part of the fun is kind of finding out along the way. It is for me. I'm kind of looking forward to the new challenges that rise up and how they're gonna make me go grey, more grey. And if you like the videos and you subscribe, then maybe we can go through these things together. Let's find out about these things and help each other out. Because every journey is easier when you're not doing it on your own, and I'd like to do this journey with you guys. So, if you do like the channel, if you do like what I'm talking about, if you'd like to put your own comments, if you've had any surprises that you really didn't expect, then let me know about it. Let's talk about it and let other people see kind of what we're going through. Once again, thanks for watching guys and sweet dreams. What? I'm not wasting it, it's perfectly good peanut butter.